today, Jessen is playing with Fotor in the team. Jessen is playing as Egypt, Fotor as Asian. And on the other team, we have Steen with Egypt and Igelschnauze as Asians. I think this match is quite even. What do you think, Fearles?
Yeah, I agree. Anything can happen. The races favor aggressive play, very aggressive play even. We'll see what happens. We should start shortly. They're still in the lobby. Everyone is green and they're ready to go. There is a 10-minute delay on the stream, by the way.
Yeah, so we have two quite equal teams. Maybe from the Power BI, Steen and Igelschnauze are a bit stronger, but I would say that it's not a thing that we should judge on in this case, and since these players are really even. So this might be quite interesting match. And we are waiting for them to start.
They're discussing strategies probably. I mean, the races favor very aggressive play. Providing Egyptians get some early gems, it can go... I mean, the game might not last long. Okay, now we are in the final countdown.
Yeah, but people can do some surprises. A long play might happen, but I don't think it will.
I think the guys from Settlers 4 are known for their aggressive play, and it's no surprise. So I'm a bit surprised that Egyptians got through.
Yeah, as we know, both Falter. I don't know how Jessen plays, but I know that Falter likes to rush a lot. So I would expect at least one player, one team to rush in this game. But, well, we will see quite soon. Okay, we are in the game. It seems that both Egypts and Asians, they have quite good spots, I would say. The amount of stones at the Asian part is quite astonishing, I would say. So I guess they would love to change their spots. Yet still, both spots seem to be quite nice, quite good.
I'll join you shortly. I gotta sort the teams on the stream.
Of course. So on the south part of the map, we've got Fotor. He's on the south, and on the north we have Jessen. Fotor is Asian, and Jessen is Egypt. And on the east part of the map, we have Steen, and on the west we have Igelschnauze with Asia, and of course Steen as the same as Jessen is playing Egypt.
Let me get a quick look on the map, because that's always interesting. It determines a lot about the game. So it's a cross spawn, which means that they don't spawn on the same side. Which should mean that the game should be more spicy, I guess, because you can attack sort of both players, and you don't really know who's gonna get attacked first. Let's look at the Egyptian spot. It's a very good one, I would say. Quite a few stones. I guess especially early on. Later maybe you have to go a bit farther, but it's fine. The terrain is relatively flat. Easy access to the shore in a few places, which is important because the Egyptian fishes are very big, and you need a lot of fish for that.
Yeah, and the terrain there looks quite optimistic for fishermen, and it seems that in the small lakes, sometimes small lakes make a huge difference. There are some fishes, some fish, so it looks promising for Egypt players.
They're often more resourceful in fish than the big sea.
Yes, situations occur quite often, I'd say.
As for the Asian spot, it's a bit more rough. it's very rough, I would say.
Yeah, but there are loads of stones. Yeah. Egypt would love that.
Yeah, exactly, but the terrain is very uneven. especially right here. There's a easy swamp that they can access, at least white can. Yeah, god damn it, they have very similar colors. It will be very difficult on this trick.
It's
It's
fodder.
fodder, yeah. Igelschnauze has, I mean, the swamp is for him, it's a bit more difficult to access, but if he cuts this tree, it should be fine. So I guess they will go towards the middle. They will expand towards the middle. There's a nice peninsula up top there. There's also a swamp there. Interesting.
Yeah, and it looks that Igelschnauze is spying to the fodder, but on the other hand, fodder is actually building a tower. Yes, the one that Igelschnauze has already built. So Eagle is a bit faster, I would say, in his journey to the middle of the map.
I'm always wondering if it's worth attacking the middle. If it's not, I think the players have it way more difficult to assess. Whereas we have the whole map open and we see everything, and it's still difficult to assess whether it's worth going to the middle. But I'd say in this case, I think it is. I mean, it's not end of the world if you lose the middle, because there's, I mean, decent land between the mountains if you go straight down. But I think it's just better to go to the middle.
Yeah, but there are no swamps there, so it might be a problem to have level 3, for instance, for Asian player, maybe. But there's also a small swamp above their spots, so they could have to rice farms.
Yeah, one of the the default swamp is I mean, it's stuck between the stones. You have to cut a lot to get to it, so it's not really usable. You can only use the one that's closer to the middle and the one that's up top. Yeah, but it should be plenty, I think. Just have to be very careful about how you manage your spot.
Maybe let's take a look at the Egypts.
Well, Green is also going to the middle. I mean, I don't think he's going like for the middle strictly. He just wants to capture as much mountain as he can with the tower.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. We will see. You know, as we have seen from the last game yesterday, it's very important not to slow your country too much with going to the mountains with your pioneers.
Yeah,
But this one tower shouldn't be a huge problem.
Yeah, with Egyptians, you sort of have more leeway in that matter, because you can build way more towers.
Yeah, definitely. As we can see, Jessen is playing in a completely different manner than Steen. He has started with small residence, and on the contrary to the Steen, who has started with medium one.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one is better. I think you need more settlers. So I think the building small one, maybe it's fine. I'm not sure, but you should follow it up with the medium one like immediately.
Steen has started with 2 sawmills. That's pretty quick for Egypt, I think. What is your opinion on that?
Yeah, but he already has 5 stone cutters, so I mean it's natural. Although I would build the farm quicker, unless he doesn't want the farm at all and wants to go just for the pyramids. But I don't think that's a good idea. You want the farm like right after your first sawmill. Some people even build it before. I'm not sure if it's better or not. I don't really have that much experience playing Egyptians. I don't think there's much of a difference, but yeah. On this spot, there's very even terrain. You want to farm very, very quickly.
A quite surprising decision by Jessen is he has digged 75% of the farm, but he has stopped it completely. But I guess that he wants to have quicker farm than Steen. But he has changed his mind, as he has started building two medium residences. So he wants to catch up with the settlers, I guess.
I wonder why that is. I wonder if he's forgotten in the first place, or maybe they changed the plan. Maybe they want to rush actually, and he won't build the farm at all. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think that he could think that he made a mistake and he wants to fix it quickly. So it's a very good decision, very good thinking if he made a bad decision to make it right quite quickly. So good for him.
As for the Asians, pretty standard builds. They both, interestingly enough, go for 2 small houses. With 3 sawmills and now medium residence and a rice farm. I'll say Fotor is slightly ahead, but he will be the second one to build a tower in the middle though. So that's a trade-off right there.
Yeah, but for now on, it looks quite even on the Asian side. But on the contrary, I would say that the gameplay of Steen looks to be a bit more consistent for now on, as he has better flow with the economy when you look on the Steen side, and if you compare it with the Jessen.
Yeah, I agree. So I wonder what they're gonna do. I think a lot matters whether the Egyptians find early gems. That means early combat power, and you can do crazy stuff with the Asians. You can call soldiers, you can cast the samurai sword, very deadly spell.
Yeah, I think that for now on, it seems that the strategy that both teams have chosen might be the most game-changing thing, because the gameplay looks quite on the similar level for both sides. Even though Fotor is a bit quicker than Igelschnauze, but on the other hand, Steen is a bit quicker than Jessen, so the level is quite even as we look at the mechanic of the game. So the strategy might be the crucial thing in this game.
Yeah, I agree. It's a first. I hope it might be the first game, one of the first games in the tournament where what strategy you pick actually matters. Because usually we've had pretty polarizing games where one team just made too many mistakes and the other simply won. We'll see how it goes here.
Let's take a look at the spies. Are they spying?
I saw a green spy entering Blue's land not that long ago. I'm not sure if
I see one green spy standing near the border, but outside of the country of the Jessen. I think that's a mistake. It's not on purpose, I guess. I just forgot about him. It's near the small lake.
Yeah, but I think he saw him shoveling the pyramid and the weaponsmith, but the spy died. Interesting, Jessen is moving all of his army to the left. Wonder what for. And I think Fotor is doing some scouting on his enemy as well. I think he had trouble sending the spy in, so he sent the sword, which is a very, very smart move. If you cannot send in the spy, just go with the sword. You can usually go through, you can go across enemy's land without dying. And it's important, like around this minute mark, it's important to scout, because that's when the important decisions happen, whether you build a weaponsmith, whether you build a farm, whether you build a rice farm and whatnot. So you want to have a spy around that time in.
As I have checked in the stats for now on, Igelschnauze is the only player who is not using spies for now on. I think that the reason for that might be the lack of settlers. Yeah. And from what I see in the statistics, that's exactly the problem.
Yeah, that's true. He's only now finishing the medium residence. A bit behind.
But in the meanwhile, Jessen killed a Steen spy. So the spy situation is quite dynamic, I'd say.
Yeah, he killed one and he's sending one of his own. Going into the middle now. Let's see how Steen is doing. Weaponsmith now as a farm. I'd say about even. The Egyptians go about head to head. A bit slow in the expansion though.
Maybe a market would be a good idea for Steen to store some of this wood. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Early market should be fine. Maybe he built the 2 sawmills too early, and that's why it's stacking up already. And also he has to be careful with the stone cutters. He has 3 stone cutters in one place, and the stone will be quickly depleted, and you want to move them around, as Egyptians especially. But he found the gems, and it's quite a good mine, I would say, about 50% maybe. Let's see if Yesen
At
found
the
it.
same time, Yesen haven't found gems.
Yeah, but he's sending the spy in, right? So he should see that Steen found it, and he probably will be able to build it around the same time, I would say.
Yes, and there are no mines for none of them, Steen and Yesen yet, so it doesn't make so much difference.
There's a very heavy spy game going on. Fodder is also sending spies to green. And there's one spy of Yesen hiding in behind the tree. He doesn't see, I don't think he sees the mine just yet. There's another spy going in south into green's territory. I hope he sees the mine.
I'm not quite sure if he managed to see it. The espionage situation in this game is very dynamic. Maybe take a look at the Asian middle. As situation there with the towers seems to be quite interesting. I mean, on one hand, Igelschnauze was faster with his tower, but the tower of Fodder gives him advantage to gain the middle land. So I mean, between the mines. So it might end up well for the Fodder actually, but he's not building a tower there yet, and Igelschnauze goes for that. However, the Eagle's economy is quite unstable, and he's struggling a bit with the wood at the moment. And it seems that Fodder has even too much wood at the time, so they have a bit different approaches. What do you think? Whose economy is working better right now?
I'm afraid the Eagle's wood production is a bit hectic. Like there's not enough space to grow trees. That might hurt him in the long run. However, he managed to capture better space in the middle, and he's gonna build the tower north faster. And I don't think, I mean, in between the mountains, it's also good land, but I think up north is just more of it. So I think he might come on top because of it. Because Fodder doesn't really have anywhere to build. If you can notice the tower he's building south. I mean, it's not gonna give him a lot of land, buildable land at least. It's all uneven, hilly, and there's just mountains there. And he needs some space to build, I don't know, like a farm or something. Because Eagle, like, he captured most of middle now, and he will be first with the tower south as well.
Yeah, he will have a lot of space, good swamps, quite good land, and on the bottom tower that Eagle is building and Fodder is also building to the middle. Actually, I think that Igelschnauze will be faster than Fodder. He will not be completely disconnected from the middle. I mean Fodder, but still, Eagle will have a lot of space there right now, and we see it. No, maybe not a lot, but still, he has some access there.
And also worth pointing out that this tower of Fodder, it's a hell of a tower to defend. First, the entrance is towards your enemy, which means the enemy swordmen have easier time attacking it, and it's very close to the border. And you don't want to have like such towers, because the enemy can just plant troops on his own land and then protect whoever is fighting and attacking the tower itself. So it's very difficult to defend. You want to build like one in the back so you can crush this one in case of emergency. Let's see if a Fodder can even build that. Yeah, he can. He should, I think.
Steen is actually attacking with one swordsman at the geologists of Fodder.
Yeah,
by the way, the coal mines look quite incredible for Asians.
Yeah, the mines in general, insane iron, insane coal. Should be a very interesting game.
Maybe let's get back to the Egypt, as Yesen is building swords.
I'll see if he continues though, because with Egyptians you start with swords almost every time. You build like 5 of them, and then you can switch into bows, and it's all fine. Let's see if he does that. I presume their mines are also great. So if you have good mines early on, um, however, how much food you have at the beginning will give you like way more army and can be way more aggressive with it. Looks like he's not building the gem mine just yet. I think that's quite an issue because he won't have the combat power to attack, and whereas green already has the mine. It's probably not the greatest one, but it should reach like 50% pretty soon, I would say.
For now on, it's not. It has generated the first gems. So now on, Steen started to have some new combat power, so higher combat power, and nothing happened yet in this topic for Yasin. So he's a bit slower. I mean, quite slower in this context than Steen.
You can see Steen is building spears, and I'm wondering if that's because he saw the swords from blue, or is he just maybe he wants to rush with spears. I know some people prefer rushing with spears instead of swords. I'm not sure which is better. I think swords are just better in terms of attacking early attacks, especially with if you have like a ban or some other spell to help you out. But maybe he's building them defensively, although I don't think so.
Well, the spears look a bit more, more defensive, more safe. Maybe it might seem to be a more safe option, but I think I would go for swords.
Yeah, Igelschnauze. As for his forest, there's a patch of trees left from his land. I think he should take it. That would free up some space to plant new trees, and it would help him out with the wood production. Although all of his sawmills seem to be working now, so maybe not that bad as I thought. And now, interesting part is that Fotor does not really have he only now planted the grain farm. I'm not even sure if he's gonna build it. And I think because the mountains are so good, you can easily cook up some rush here and push. So maybe the fact that Eagle took the more favorable land in the middle will bite him in the butt, because Foto will just rush him. He's making swords, as you can see.
Yes, and Igelschnauze had a bit faster mines, and he has noticed that Fotor is making swords. So I guess this game might be quite fast. It's maybe not a rush game, but there will be some quick action for sure. But I believe that might occur some rush. How do you think at this moment?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm also wondering if the green is building spears because Eagle saw swords from Fotor. Maybe green did not scout the Egyptians himself, who, by the way, blue is continuing building swords, so it's gonna be rush more certainly. And he's also blue has the gem mine already built, so he will start gaining some combat power pretty soon. But maybe maybe Team Eagle and Steen are preparing for the...
Look at the second potential gem mine that Steen has just found. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's even better than the first one. Yeah, it's great. I think Blue will find it very, very soon. Yeah, he just
found it. He just found it.
So you might as well build the second one and crush the first one, as to not to lose your fish.
Yeah, it might be quite a good decision. Steen is a bit faster with mountains. I think both Steen and Eagle were a bit faster with the mines. It might give them some advantage.
Yeah, let's see. Level 2 should be about even for the Egyptians, I think. Because Steen already has the brewery, but his big temple is halfway there. Whereas the Yesin, I think his brewery will be... Oh, it's delivering the first one already. The first beers already. Okay, so he might be actually a bit quicker than his enemy. But I think before he manages to recruit the swordmen and push across, the enemies will have the level 2 already. And yes, and found yet another gem mine and in top left mountain.
Oh. Oh yes, that's quite good gem mine.
We also have to keep in mind that the Egyptians, they don't even have to attack themselves. They might as well go for the Asians enemies because they're just also similarly close.
Yeah, that's actually what Igelschnauze has written on the chat, that he suspects Jessen to attack him. So that's the thing that might happen.
You saw
Both
their message in
Igel-
the chat, like in game.
Yes. They are contacting with each other on the chat, which might be a huge disadvantage for them.
I didn't see that. Maybe because you were spectating him.
Maybe because of that. But I think it's quite valuable information. So both Igel and Steen are producing spears, and both Jessen and Fotter are building swords. So we have swords versus spears. So it might be rush versus anti-rush strategy.
Yeah, that's true. And they're very aware that they are very well aware of that.
We have an action. Fotter is attacking Igelschnauze.
That's not gonna work, buddy.
Yeah,
There are barracks
definitely.
right there. But yeah, Eagle has to recruit level 1, so that's probably why he attacked. And it's very smart. You should do that if you have level 2. And the Eagle is far away from that. He's only now building the large temple. And it seems to be the case also for the Green also does not have level 2 just yet. So they're a bit ahead in that regard. Not too much, but it might make a difference. It just made a difference in that Eagle had to recruit level 1.
Yeah, actually, it was something that Fotter could do for free. So I think it was a good decision from him to make such a fake attack and put some pressure on Eagle. I think putting a pressure on player is also important because it forces your opposition to start making mistakes, and sometimes it can win you a game, especially on not the top level, right? Because the top players can hold the pressure way more. But even for good players, the pressure might be still be too much. I think sometimes.
Even top players, we saw in Generals and Sentinels game, they get thrown off at the beginning by the early weaponsmith, and they weren't as smooth as you would expect them to be. But it's worth pointing out that Fotor at this point is pretty much all in. I don't know what forced it. Maybe he thought that he lost too much land in the middle, because he's adding 2 more weaponsmiths. He should have, I think he should go for like stone, a conversion into iron bars, but he's not storing stone though. I think that's a mistake. I think he forgotten the, right?
Yeah, but he has one additional hammer for now on, and I'll check if he's. But he hasn't stopped the workers from the recruit, so he just has one hammer for now on, but it doesn't mean anything specific.
Yes, and is moving out, going north. Let's see, Green has level 2 already, and I wonder if Igelschnauze does not have a temple yet. That means he cannot call reinforcements, so he's on his own for now. Let's see the combat power from Jessen. It's 54%, quite a bit, but he could use some more. He's not going for the second gem mine, worth pointing out. Okay, so it looks like Igelschnauze is gonna make a stand by this tower in the mountain. I would say that's a mistake, but he crush it and go back. It's not covering anything, and I think he will lose it. Yeah.
Yeah,
he couldn't crush it because Fotor sent some troops there. Very, very smart move. Is Green moving out? No, Green is standing by his tower. Also quite a big of a mistake, because his ally is getting attacked from 2 sides, and he's not recruiting Eagle, that is. So I guess
think Eagle should destroy this tower. That's the first thing, and the second thing is that he should build on a priority. He set a priority on the big temple, but he should have done it quicker, I think.
Only now Green is moving out. That's very late, and I think Eagle is not gonna hold it. He doesn't have the settlers to recruit the army, and he just doesn't have the level 2. Only now he calls reinforcements. That might be enough to save the towers by the middle, but the tower in the mountains, it will fall, and that's a big blunder to him because he lost most of his mines right there. Looks like Fotor still has some swordsmen to defend, that mean to attack, and now the reinforcements from green are coming. The rest of his army is attacking Fotor.
It seems that... Oh, no, the tower is not dying because the spearman came to the Igelschnauze tower.
So this will hold, I think, for now.
Yeah, it seems that he will defend, but he will struggle. Or maybe not. They're still attacking this tower.
The tower fall looks like... Oh, it's very close.
Yeah, so the situation is very dynamic, and the soldier is very close to die, as I can see it, as an observer.
Yeah,
and the tower is dead. And now Igelschnauze has 0 mountains, and he just said GG, so I think the game is over. And
yeah,
this matchup was very, very quick, even though the level of the players was quite even. But Jesn and Fotor played it very aggressively. They had a plan, and they have executed it good enough.
But I'm not sure if he should give up just yet, because as I said, the message that we can see, I presume it's the team chat that he's speaking with Steen. I don't think they should give up that soon. I mean, as I said, Fotor is all in. He does not have a farm, and he also forgot to store stone in order to convert it. Yeah, they're talking about this tower. I agree. It was a big mistake to leave it. Had he just went back to his towers right here and held that. But also, Steen, I mean, the green guy, he shouldn't be really flaming his teammate because he was very, very slow with his reaction of helping him. Okay, so I guess they stabilize the situation. Fotor is casting heavenly gifts, and he got like so much coal from that.
Yeah, but he doesn't need it yet. Of course, he will need it when he changes stones into iron. But the main problem of Igelschnauze is that he has 0 mountains. He needs to build a new tower to capture at least a bit of his land, or take some mines from the bottom part of his country. But it would take him a lot of time. I think that both options are quite slow. So the situation of Igelschnauze is quite difficult. He is talking with his teammate about possible crushing, but they haven't crushed yet. They're thinking about a final decision.
I don't think they should. Green has 2 farms, has a bakery already. I was looking for Jesn. I mean, okay, quite similar, so I guess they're in a pretty bad position. However, I mean, the Blue's tower inside his territory is not really protected, so maybe he could sneak up some swords from behind. I know that Blue has towers by Eagle, but still.
I think that Steen right now is making a very bad decision not to try to attack all in Jesn or Fotor.
Look, he's attacking the tower in the middle. If he crushes it, that destroys 2 of the weaponsmith from Fotor. So I mean, I would still continue playing this game because it's tooth and nail. Both teams can make huge mistakes.
But at the same time, Igelschnauze is losing his tower, so the situation is very dynamic. It's very dynamic. It's very interesting to watch. But I think that Steen should take all of his soldiers and attack Fotor, or even attack Jesn, as Jesn has no soldiers at his land. It's like 3 swordsmen. So if he has spied him well, he would know that he can kill right now the Egypt, or very easily with all of his soldiers, or of course he can still kill Fotor right now. So the situation is very, very dynamic. It's very interesting.
Green is sending even more spears from his land. A lot of soldiers. And we have to keep in mind, like, White has only 1 working weaponsmith. Stored some stone still, but he needs more weaponsmiths, and he's not really building them just yet. We have to keep in mind that Blue cannot die if he loses the tower in his land, because he has 2 towers that he captured from Igelschnauze. So yeah.
What is very interesting is that Steen has 46 soldiers at the moment, and Jesn has only 19 and Fotor 13. So Steen alone has more soldiers than a whole enemy team. So the game is still on, as you have said.
And as we said, it's very dynamic. Egyptians and Asians, we haven't seen any sick coal plays, coal reinforcements plays, but it's just because they have early combat power that allows them to do some aggression.
Actually, I think that if Steen goes all in against Fodor, take a look at his army, he could kill Fodor. He has, let me check it, he has 66% of the combat power. So actually, I believe he could kill Fodor right now.
I think he heard you because that's what he's doing. We also have to point out that Fotor lost his barracks. He does not have barracks. He's just building them now on the right. So any weapons that he produces, he won't be able to recruit them quickly. And Blue has a long way to help him. So that attack might just work. Some spells being cast. I guess that was that either a Samurai Sword or a Chiyu Shield? I'm not really sure, but it's irrelevant. I think this tower will fall, and the other one might as well. And that might turn into 1v1.
Yeah, what I think, and Jessen doesn't see, is that he should try going for Igelschnauze if he knows that Fodor will die. So he could try with this 5 swordsmen to kill Igelschnauze right now, but he's not doing that. He's trying to save Fodor, but it seems that Fodor will die very soon as he has no barracks. So, surprisingly, it has turned that Fodor now is dying, and Jessen is quite not able to do anything with that.
Yeah, very interesting. I guess the spears paid off, that they're just more resilient and they have more HP and more defensive. The Fodor has a call reinforcement spell, but I don't believe there is any soldiers, meaningful army to call.
There's nothing to call.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
nothing to call.
And Fodor dies.
Fodor is dead. Wow, that's very interesting matchup.
He doesn't have a tower, right? I didn't see the sign that he died, but there's no other tower.
I have seen it.
Oh, okay.
That the Fodor is destroyed. So now on, Eagle is taking swords from Fodor and he's recovering, even though that Igelschnauze was saying that he is going to die. He wanted to give up. I also didn't believe that he can survive. So it's quite amazing comeback. What a back and forth action.
Exactly, and now it's up to Jessen to win in a 2v1, and his production isn't looking that great. He has 3 farms though, 4th one in the making. There's few mines. He only now turned fish into meat, and I don't believe he turned that many fish. It's around 20.
From what I see, Jessen has a spy on the Steen land, but Steen has here like 10 soldiers. It's 11 soldiers, and 11 soldiers is like almost the whole army of Jessen. But of course, Jessen will try to kill Igelschnauze. I think that's what he's trying. But he might be quite resigned, I think. Look at the economy of the Jessen. Do you think he can still pull something out?
I don't think so. I mean, they're pretty even with Steen, but then there is Igelschnauze, which, as you said, he's capturing Fodor's swords and some of the stone. I wonder if he has mana. He probably does not have mana to turn stone into iron. Well, let me check. Actually, I think his priest had died. When it will spawn, it will. Oh, he just did. There was a priest somewhere, and he just turned a lot of stone into iron, so he will ramp production very, very quickly. So I don't think there's much that Jessen can do, because I think he's still producing swords. He's not only changing into bows, but I don't think that's going to be enough, man.
It's quite ironic that Eagle has a lot of coal thanks to the Fodor's magic. That's exactly. A thing. So Igelschnauze is making a beautiful comeback thanks to his teammate. I think their morale is back on. They feel quite self-confident. So if they don't get caught with the off-guard tower that could kill one of them, they are about to win, I think.
I think they know that, because they're guarding their towers very, very securely. The green though has a big one in his territory. I think that's the only one, but I think that should be fine. Although Yesin knows where it is, so you should actually be careful because some of the if he has, for example, a priest nearby and he can ban his soldiers, then maybe it's risky. But we know that he's not even trying for that, and they're trying to finish him off as we speak.
And I think it's possible that it will just end up like that, as Steen has 72% of power, 73 now. He has not enough soldiers there. That's what he thinks at least. But there are another 11 soldiers that were protecting his tower are coming. They will group up, and I think that he might be trying to kill Yasin.
Yeah, some of his soldiers were wounded. That's why he retreated. Now Yesin has a banish enemy spell, so he might delay his misery for a little bit, but I don't think he's gonna manage to take the victory here. There are a few islands that you can ban the soldiers, but you have to keep in mind that Eagle can always call them back, so you're only throwing them temporarily.
Yeah, and this is another reason why this matchup is very dynamic, as Asian can deny the ban from the enemy Egypt. And now on, Eagle and Steen has this advantage. However, Yesin doesn't have it. So it's a huge difference, even from this point of view.
Eagle is starting to ramp up his production. He should build like 2 more weaponsmiths, and he should take the coal that you've mentioned that Fotal had left. There's a lot of it lying right in the middle of the map. Looks like he's grabbing some from Foto's territory. I think he will now see that there's plenty of coal because he's walking his priest over that location.
Yeah, but I think that they don't feel that much pressure at this time. They can just sit comfortably and wait for the victory. I think that that's a bit of their attitude, as there was a lot of stress for Igelschnauze. So I think, you have to recover from such a pressure, I think.
Yeah, exactly, I agree. Yesin is building a large residence. I don't think he knows what to do in this situation. He knows that where the green towers are, but he just probably doesn't think that he can reach them with his swordman and the priest.
Well, obviously, Yesin is under a very, very big pressure right now. He's building the 4th blacksmith. However, he's only 2 working right now, so I'm not sure if he needs the 4th one.
Yeah, he doesn't have iron to support it. Yeah. I don't think. And he might run into settlers problems because that large residence will take a while to finish, and that looks like it's the only house that he's building currently. So if he doesn't turn those pioneers back, then he might have.
He has 53 free settlers and not such a fast production, so it might not be a problem. But it's quite risky from him to build only this large residence, I would say.
But he cannot afford to wait any longer, though. He has to figure something out, or else Igelschnauze will just ramp up his production to the point where there's no way they can win.
When you take a look at the production of Steen, it's dead right now. It's completely dead.
Yeah, he doesn't have. Yeah, looks like no coal at this point, but he has 2 bakeries, so I presume that should resume really, really quickly. Like some of the weaponsmiths are working here and there. He should be fine. He has a pretty sizable army compared to Yesin right now.
I think that he will recover his production to be quick enough before it becomes a problem. So he has a very comfortable situation, and of course, Igelschnauze is becoming stronger and stronger every second. As you can see, he's sending some of his soldiers to support Steen. So I think that now they want to play it safely. They just want to grab a kill on Yesin, and they want to be, happy because of the victory on this phase. And as I said, I quite understand that they want to play it safely, as after such a big pressure, such dynamic action, they just want to do it slowly and be sure that they win, as they were sure that Yesin and Fotor are winning for a moment, so they're still recovering from a shock. but I think it won't long last, and they are about to finish this game. Not that late.
Steen is asking if his ally is okay. And also worth pointing out that Eagle sent a priest to green, just to be sure, just to protect his towers. He can always call reinforcements in case any surprise attack comes from the north, or from the south for that matter, but we know it's not happening, because I guess Yessen sort of maybe gave up a little bit. He just doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, no wonder, I would also have problems with thinking, what should I do in such situation? Of course, I think that trying some quick swords attack from strange angles, maybe a ship or something like that, that's an option for such a moment. However, it will be difficult in this position. However, I think that maybe like 20 swords or something like that, if Steen wouldn't have a ban. He does, but if he wouldn't, that might be a possibility to kill Steen. However, that's very difficult to do, I think.
They ping the island. I wonder which team it is. I'm spectating Yessen now, so that's not maybe him or his teammate pinging the island where he can ban the soldiers. I guess they're anticipating the attack is coming. And as for the ban from Steen and by his tower, you can always sort of trick the priest. You can send like swordsmen one by one and just kill the priest. The bigger issue is the Asian priest who can call reinforcements, and once he sees that there's an army coming, he'll just call them. And
yes, and
there's no
as you can see,
counterplace to that.
there is Asian priests near the towers of Steen, so actually they're way better protected than you might think on the first glance. And from what I see, Igelschnauze is recovering like he wants to play a very long game right now. He's just, he's just enjoying the game at the moment.
I mean, no surprise. He inherited a lot of coal and a lot of everything from Fotor. There's even a iron mine standing, and we can see that Yessen is scouting Igelschnauze. Like he's standing by his initial tower, but there's just too many soldiers there, and he does not have any soldiers in position to even try to capture it. He's not building any ship either, right? Yeah. So I don't really see him winning this one. He's also run out of meat.
If I was in the Igelschnauze position, I think I would add like 2 small towers to this one just to be sure that I won't die.
Yeah, all just a big one, all a castle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, castle. The castle is the best building in the game, so why not?
Exactly. You might not have a space for it, but maybe here in the north, we'll see. I guess Yes wants to push them back. It's fine. I mean, I don't think Green should be bullied like that, because he could just push Blue right now. But they choose as you said, the safer option to produce as many soldiers as they can and just flood the Blue. That's smart.
Steen just could go in and he could possibly finish off the game right now, but
I mean, they're probably afraid of the ban too. Maybe they don't want to waste the call from Igelschnauze. I'm not sure.
I think. Oh, and I think the Eagle actually is listening to me because he has just started building a small tower right there.
Yep. He's building a pig farm and everything. We can see that actually Yessen is maybe still trying to look for a solution, because he's again spying in. For Igelschnauze, he has a spy at Green as well. I think this tower, like Green towers, are like there's bigger possibility to take them. I'm not sure how he would do it, but I think it's easier job than taking down Igelschnauze.
Well, I think that Steen and Igelschnauze should be a bit more aggressive, I would say. I would try maybe go... If they don't want to go a full-in attack, they could go with some pioneers to take mountains from the Yessen to destroy the mines. But I see that some pioneers are coming from Steen. So that might be it. They might want to kill him off slowly.
Yeah, cut off the mountain. No more resources, no more iron, for most. There's some iron mines on the left side, but he hasn't even taken the land there just yet.
Yeah, he just sees that he has it. No iron means no hope when playing any nation except Amazons, I would say, and of course Asians until you deplete your mana.
And Yesin looks like he forgotten to expand his stone production, and he ran out of stone, kind of. He's now building 2 more stone cutters in the south. It's a bit late, and he's not building much because of it. He keeps producing, though, out of more or less 2, I would say, weaponsmiths. Sometimes the 3rd even is working, but it's just not enough. The other team has Igelschnauze, has 1, 2, soon to be 3 weaponsmiths. Green is still struggling with coal, although he has food in the mines. Maybe they're just not good enough. But I think his production is still better than Yesin, or maybe on par.
Yeah, I think that now on Eagle has the strongest economy. And he has 46 soldiers, Steen has 74, and Yezn has 70. So I think that they could finish off Yezn quite easily. But of course, Igelschnauze has no goal for now, and he just finished building mine. Maybe not finished, he will do it in 1 second. I thought that I will say this word long enough, but now he has finished the gold mine, and he will start producing gold quite soon, I guess. Oh, he doesn't have gold smelter yet, so he has also have to build it.
Yeah. Also, the Green's armor is a bit wounded. It's good that Igelschnauze is building the healer. Much needed. I wonder how much longer they will wait. I wonder if there's anything they're waiting for exactly. I don't know, maybe to heal up those soldiers, or maybe to... I hope not to produce gold. I don't think they need gold, really, to kill blue. But if they want to be super safe, then I guess so. But if they're actually waiting for gold, then we might be here for quite a bit longer. We can see that blue is sending some swordsmen to the right. I think he spotted the pioneers that trying to, I don't know, do some damage to his mountain. And he's building a tower right there. But that's, again, like this, as you said, this pressure is very important from Green, and I think he should be more aggressive on the right side, because he's now, because of it, he's splitting Blue's army, and that just means that the tower that Blue has, the only tower that he has, is less protected.
Yes, and Steen has to take his pioneers back, but it's not too much of an issue for him. And as you can see, Steen has way more soldiers here, so he can establish the dominance over this land quite easily. And if I was in the same position right now, I would just go for this iron mine at least. Maybe this camps as far as this tower is not ready, or maybe on the other hand, Steen is waiting for this tower to just finish and try to do exactly the thing that Jessen did earlier to Igelschnauze with his first tower.
Take the tower and just destroy everything, or force him to destroy the tower. But now we can see there are 2 swords going towards the middle from Blue. I'm not sure where they're going, because they won't be able to take any tower from Green, and they will spot the priest, though, maybe kill it too. And I guess Green is being more aggressive with his pioneers coming in. You can see Blue is still struggling with iron. He only, a few minutes ago, he turned fish into meat. So his mines are working now, but I really think he should build this mine on the left-hand side. And this one too, there's a lot of great iron mines, potential iron mines that are safe, that he wouldn't have to defend the right side if he built them. There's a small skirmish going on the right. Pioneers dying. Meaningless death.
Yeah, poor folks. And Steen is sending some... I think he's not sending, I think it's just, they just saw the military of Jessen and they have auto-attacked.
They also spotted his 2 swords going to the middle. Yeah. And Eagle is sending even more priests.
A small little clash there.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if Blue should build this tower. But he's sending more troops to defend it. I guess that's fine.
That's quite risky from him. As now he cannot destroy it, but Steen is not attacking. I think he could attack it right now.
Yeah, but when the additional archers come.
Yeah, but now I think he allowed Jessen to destroy it. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
So I think he should be fighting. He should try fighting on this tower for a bit longer, just not to allow him to destroy it. Come with the rest of the soldiers and take it. It was possible, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. They should also heal the soldiers that the green has. At Eagle. Eagle is starting producing gold just now. I wonder how much gold they think they need. And also Eagle is building 3 strange towers on the bottom. I guess he's afraid of getting towered by Blue. I don't think he should be. I mean, Blue is just scared because he has to split his army in 2. He could, like, even, let's say if Green decides to pioneer his farms, he would have to split his army into 3. And that's just devastating.
Yeah, I think that right now Igelschnauze has a bit too much respect for Jessen. I mean, respect in the manner of, being afraid of him. What is strange is that is strange. Steen is taking his army back. Oh, it's the healer. So
yeah,
it's
the healer. Yeah, maybe Eagle is just traumatized from the early game of getting.
Yeah, it seems
losing half of his army.
Very traumatized with that.
And Blue might run into settlers problems soon because he's not building any houses just yet. He's ramping up his pig production. I guess he will stop relying on the spell soon enough. Although I think he could turn one at one time. I'm not sure where his priest is. Or maybe it died actually. Do you see where the Blue's priest is? The essence?
The Blue priest.
There's one.
I see that he has one, but I have no idea where is he.
Trying to do some sneaky play? I'm not sure. He's still scouting Green's tower. And there's still no archers in those towers. Yeah, but there should be like 3 spears, which makes them difficult to capture very, very quickly, yeah. I'm not sure where his priest is. Maybe he lost it too. Or maybe he's behind some tower or with the army. Or maybe it's actually where the market is. I think I spotted it. Yeah, he has 2 more spells to turn the fish into meat, so I don't think he should build the big farm just yet. Maybe invest more into fishes simply and make more fish.
Yeah, but he has 2 bans, so that's quite a thing. So I think he might be thinking that he needs these 2 bans, or changing archerman or bowman to pioneers. Maybe that's it.
The Egyptian's production is pretty even. Yes, it has a 3, sometimes 4 working weaponsmith, and it's more or less similar for Green, although maybe a little bit worse for Green. And there are 2 swords from Jessen coming in. But, I mean, he should realize is simply not enough. Unless he has like 500 combat power, which we know he does not. And that's actually a shame, because he might blow this idea. If the Green sees that there are 2 swords coming in, he might choose to build another tower, and if he does it, then the whole idea of going for the sneak attack is just over. What we have to also point out is that the Steen and Igelschnauze, they keep all the army in the north. And like most of them, only a handful of soldiers from Green staying in land. And if Blue decided to crazy push into Green, he might somehow to kill him. But I think what's preventing that from happening is the calls from Igelschnauze, because he has plenty of mana probably to call. Yeah, he can call 3 times, so that's fine.
I think that building a secret tower on the back, or maybe 2 or even 3 secret towers, or even building a ship to build a tower on a small island, and this is an attack. That might be quite an idea for Jessen. Of course, it's quite crazy, but in this situation, you can go only for the crazy solutions, right?
No, yeah, I guess you're right. Building a tower on the island would be quite an investment too. I don't think there is a small, actually, an island. where you can build a tower. But I don't think he's gonna go for it. Instead, they're gonna fight in the middle. I'm not sure why. But maybe Yesen is just afraid of getting towered by green. That's why he's aggressive with his own towers. He has more army here, so green will have to give up this piece of land and go back. They're not bringing any more soldiers from north. And he should put some soldiers in the tower and destroy Green's tower. I wonder if he's gonna go any further. Oh yeah, he is going, okay.
Well, as you can see, Steen is quite stressed, and what is funny is that actually, if Steen just went full in with pioneers from the Igelschnauze, from the up top, they could just destroy the economy of Yesen completely right now.
Yep, and I think his economy is soon to be in shambles anyway, because he has no settlers. There's no settlers whatsoever, unfortunately. He can turn some pioneers back into settlers, but that will not allow him to produce soldiers for at least a few minutes. And that might be just a final blow to him.
But as you can see, Steen has a lot of respect. He's a bit scared, and I think that it means that Yesen is trying to put a pressure on Steen and even to kill him right now.
Yeah, he's trying, but we know he cannot really. And I think they get the wrong impression, Steen and Eagle, that is, because Yesen has his whole army together at most of the time, and whereas Green has split between North and his own land. So they maybe think that he has more, or he is just stronger than he actually is.
Yeah, I think that's the problem of not spying enough. That's the biggest lesson from this game, I think, that you can learn, is that spying is very important. Because I think that they have not enough spies.
Green has a spy by the Blues Market, who, by the way, just turned fish into meat. But it's difficult to spot armies, and I'm not blaming him for it. They're just moving back and forth, and you can't really know whether it's the whole army or just a piece of it. But definitely, I would say Eagle and Steen are just being too passive currently. They could have ended the game. I'd say 10 minutes ago.
If they would try attacking from some different angles on Yesen, they would feel if he has more army or not. So maybe that's the attitude they should try. Oh, that's quite interesting. He's going with the one spear. Steen is going with the one spear for the country of Yesen.
I guess to spy in. I think Eagle is waiting for level 3. He has a bit of gold, 51%, but he's waiting for level 3. I think that's when they will push.
Yeah, and he has like 31 bows, so that's it. Oh, there's a fight on the bottom.
Small skirmish. The Green has to pull back because he has too many spears.
And at the same time, Steen is going in from the land of Eagle.
Yeah, but Yesen, smartly enough, built towers on the right. That's why he could reposition his army there. Now there's a big fight going on at Green. And they have to pull back a little bit.
I think that Yesen is fighting better than them. They have to coordinate, and they're not using Discord to do it. They're just writing. So it's quite difficult to coordinate their actions. But they're going back to their tower. They have priests there. So it's quite a good place to fight. And at the same time, Steen is going through the Yesen country.
But the only thing he can do is cover the barracks, which Yesen can crush anyway, because he has one on the right, and Yesen is not going to recruit for some time, because he, as I said, doesn't have settlers. Yesen looks like he's all in.
The rest, he can try to find his tower. Of course, it will take some time.
Looks like Yesen is all in. Going into that, he should just shoot right now, buddy. Oh, that's a big mistake.
Yeah.
I think he's not controlling his army for right now. And he lost like a good chunk of it.
Yes, he could have punished Steen very dramatically, but instead of it, he got punished.
Yep.
And now he just lost a battle. His
Just a
barracks
retreat.
are blocked. And it looks quite bad for him.
He's gonna lose even more soldiers in the retreat. There's just no way. Maybe he can go around with a few swordsmen, but I don't see that happening. We should be seeing GG quite soon, as Green is approaching his last tower. I think they know very well where it is. As we can see, he's not really recruiting right now. Although he could
I think it's over, and this time it's really over for Jessen, as there is not much that he could possibly do. Well, we will see what will happen.
Although Igelschnauze is still keeping a good chunk of his army back by the tower. He must really feel that what happened in the early stages of the game.
Yeah, he don't want to be caught off guard. He is very super safe right now.
Okay, I guess that they're ready for the attack. I mean, they should. Green has 84% combat power, quite a few spears, and more coming from the left-hand side. He just blocked his second barracks. Eagle has 55 combat power. I think that's enough to push. Maybe with some spells from Asia, some defensive spell.
Surprisingly, they have no priests from Egypt here, only from the Asian.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe he has some mana left. Yeah, he has a banner too that they could use. Oh, it looks like Eagle will call his own soldiers from the tower that he's amassing by the barracks. Blue will probably use some mana to ban maybe, or to turn them into pioneers.
His soldiers don't want to get too much tired, you know, they will just teleport.
Oh, there's a ban.
Yeah.
It looked funny.
Yeah, it looks really funny. A teleport just after ban.
Yeah, Igelschnauze has level 3 most of them. It was fine play because he banned the soldiers right here. Okay, I guess that's gonna be it. Eagle has level 3, not that much combat power, but level 3 soldiers are super buffed, and Green should send in the spears from the left. He shouldn't kill the reinforcements anymore, and they'll just be able to capture the towers. I believe that's 2 of the last Jessen's towers. Yeah.
And Eagle just teleported another chunk of level 3.
It's a nail in the coffin right there.
Omen. I think what would be really important for Igelschnauze and Steen is to be on a Discord together. That would help them a lot in coordinating their actions.
Yeah, I agree.
Hope they will have such a possibility in the next round.
Because I think
benefit their team a lot.
Because I think they were very close to giving up when Eagle lost his tower in the mountain. Steen was very upset about it, and then Eagle was also very upset of just simply losing a lot of mines and whatnot. I think they were minutes away from giving up. Luckily, they did it.
Yeah, that's something. That's a very interesting match. I really enjoyed looking at. So, thank you. Thank you, Jessen, thank you, Fodor, thank you, Steen, and thank you, Igelschnauze, for a very nice show. It was very dynamic, it was very interesting to watch. I think it was one of the most interesting matches for now on. What is your opinion on that?
Yeah, I agree. That was the best match of the tournament, I would say. The one with General and Mafmaf was also quite interesting, but this one, that action from minute 1, it could have maybe ended a bit sooner, but I mean, it's alright. And Fodor admitted in chat that he died like a bitch. And I agree, there were some mistakes made. I'm sure he's gonna look over the replay and learn from that though, but... Okay,
yeah,
and that should
and now it's really, really over. So Igelschnauze and Steen has just won versus Jessen and Fodor. So congratulations, guys, after a really nice match, after really some nice, back and forth action. That was really, really enjoyable show. Thank you.
And I don't think I would predicted that. I would say that Fotor maybe and Jessen have a bit of a better chance of winning this one, but it looks like they made some mistakes early on. I think the fact that Igelschnauze took a bit more land in the middle at the very beginning of the game played a big role, because it virtually forced Fotor to go all in, and he messed up along the way as well. From the stats we can see obviously that Team 2 has a big advantage in terms of soldiers, mostly because it was a 2v1 for the majority of the game. They also have more gold and basically more everything. Although the game was closer than it looks in the stats, very, very much closer. Obviously, Fotor and Jensen, they're not out of the tournament just yet. They go into losers bracket and they will, I'm sure, do very well over there and maybe come back on top and maybe even to the finals. We never know. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Rock, for commentary, and I will see you guys, I guess, in the next match.
Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for commenting with you, Fearles. It's a really nice pleasure. Thank everyone for watching, and see you next game.
Bye-bye.